Can you tell me something about yourself? What do you do? What about your
Yes,
background,
ma'am.
about yourself?
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me opportunity. I am Vishay Bhavna. I have done bachelor in technology in mechanical engineering. I
Okay,
live along with I live along with my family member. Besides
okay,
that, I having one elder sister,
okay,
uh, and I currently I was working in Bangalore as a technical engineer in the
okay.
Karnataka. So now I am looking for learning English,
All right.
basically for IELTS.
Why do you want to join this course? Because most of the students that we have here, we have like students who want to brush up their grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, sentence formation skills. So, what is your main idea? Like, why do you want to join the course? Because you're already speaking English. So, what is the main purpose?
Ma'am, the main purpose of learning English is mine that I am looking for further studies in a foreign country to
Okay.
have a good communication and pronunciation also,
Oh,
because it in foreign countries you requires a good command in your in English basically,
mm-hmm.
and the reason is that only.
Okay. So, which country are you planning to go?
Ma'am, basically I am planning for Germany.
Germany. Okay. So, do you have to clear IELTS examination for that college where you have enrolled or you're planning to apply? Do you have to take the
Ma'am, yes. Sorry for interrupting. Somewhat they require IELTS 6.5 pointer
okay.
bands, and somehow they don't require.
Okay. It means some colleges require, some colleges do not require. And
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
not decided which one you want to go for.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm keeping in my basket both the opportunities.
Okay, all right. What you can go for is IELTS course. If you want to go for IELTS classes, then you can prepare for that. In that, basically, it's International English Language Testing System. It is a test designed to check your English. Whether you go to Germany or any other English-speaking country, let's say Australia or this America or UK. So you have to clear this test. It has listening, reading, writing, and speaking, these four parameters. You will be assessed on the basis of these. Then you will be given marks out of 9, like 9 band system is there. Out of 9 you have to score about 7 plus in each module, so as to prove your proficiency in English, so that if you go abroad you don't face any communication problems there. So whether the college requires you to take the test or not, otherwise also you can prepare for that, just to improve your English communication skills, to be able to understand foreign accent well. Listening is about foreign accent. You have to listen to 4 audio clips, and you have to listen. There is a question paper based on the recording. So as you listen, you have to answer the questions. That is in international accent. So the first section is quite easy. Second is difficult. Third and fourth are going to be more difficult. So that is listening. It is going to be assessing your listening skills, so that if you go abroad, you interact with foreigners, are you able to understand and interpret what they are talking, and are you able to express yourself, are you able to respond or reply? It just depends on your receptive skills. So basically listening checks whether you are able to understand foreign accent or not. So as you know, in India we talk in a neutral accent. The accents vary from region to region. So in IELTS examination it will provide you an opportunity to improve your understanding of foreign accent, and obviously it will improve your pronunciation as well. Along with listening, you will also inculcate certain intonation, word stress patterns, and you may pronounce them as they are actually spoken. And then there is a reading test. Reading is about comprehension. There are going to be 3 comprehension passages. You have to read each passage one by one, and there are some questions which are based on the 3 passages. So you don't have to read it aloud. You just have to solve the questions which are based on the passages. Again, the first passage is quite simple. Second one is difficult. Third one is a very technical. It could be related to science, could be related to computers, could be related to biotechnology, could be computers or any other general knowledge or any other real aspect. But the questions that are prepared are very technical, and the vocabulary is quite difficult related to that particular jargon is there in IELTS examination. So that is going to check whether if you go abroad, if you study, Will you be able to interpret the books or not? Will you be able to answer the questions or not? Will you be able to comprehend whatever textbooks are there? Will you read? Will you understand? Will you be able to answer the questions in print or not? That's why this reading test is there. Then there is a writing test as well. In writing, you will be given two questions. The first one is a graph. Second is an essay. So graph will be like a bar graph or a pie chart or a table or a map of a place would be given to you. You have to write a report as to what you understand from the diagram, but you have to write in a variety of vocabulary. There are some do's and don'ts as to how you have to write a very good answer for the IELTS exam. And then there will be an essay. So a topic will be given to you. You have to write a 250 words essay. So essay again has to be original and you have to use appropriate vocabulary. You will be checked on the basis of your grammar, vocabulary, your handwriting, spellings, and your ideas. So these are the parameters on which you'll be checked so that if you go abroad, will you be able to express yourself? There are some projects or theses that have to be prepared. So will you be able to do that or not? How comfortable will you be? Or accordingly, the college will decide. The good colleges generally ask for IELTS so that you have to, clear the test. The average ones or some do not require. They just take an interview, and if you clear the interview, it's okay. Or they just see your marks in your previous till 10th or 12th. So if it is okay, then no problem with that. And then there will be a speaking test also. In speaking, it's going to be an interview. Examiner will ask you some introduction questions related to yourself. So you have to answer them spontaneously, and you have to give elaborate answers. Then a topic is given to you. You have to speak on the given topic for 1 minute at a stretch. So any topic related to any of your general aspects, like an advertisement that you saw recently, you really liked, or a product that you bought recently, or some of your dream aim in life in the future, any such cue card is given to you. You have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And then there will be some follow-up questions which are based on the cue card. So after you have spoken on the cue card, examiner will ask you some more questions, like related questions which are based on the same theme as that of the cue card. So then you are required to answer the questions, give examples, elaborate the answers, express your opinion on certain issues, predict the future of that particular theme or past or something like that will be asked from you. So these are the 4 areas on which you are going to be assessed: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Then you'll be given bands out of 9. We are the institutional members of IDP, the organization that conducts the tests along with Cambridge University. So you have to go to the test, and booking and all can be done. And then you just have to take the test and appear the 4 modules: listening, reading, writing. Listening, reading, writing are held on one day. Speaking is held on a separate day. On the basis of that certificate, sometimes bands are given, and sometimes even the colleges that do not require IELTS, you apply to those colleges, you study there. Then when you want to work abroad, suppose you want to take up a part-time job, so then it will be counted as an added advantage that you have cleared a test. So it will be counted in your academic qualifications only. So there are advantages and benefits to take the test. Rest depends on you. Like if you wish to take the test, you can take the test. You can go for IELTS course if you are planning to go abroad. That will improve your English level a notch higher, and you will get to learn a lot of different concepts, different areas of English you will improve, which will help you in improving your overall level of English as well, not just for IELTS, but take it as a learning experience that you are going to improve your listening skills, your accent, pronunciation, intonation, vocabulary, reading skills, writing skills, and writing. And then, of course, your speaking skills, pronunciation, and maybe you might be making some grammatical errors here and there. So everything will be eliminated. If you have any doubts, you can clarify those. So you can go for that, search online or apply to some university, or just gather some knowledge, advantages of IELTS, whether you should take the test or not. Then if you want to take the test, then you can go for the classes. Maybe you can read vocabulary. You can just read the newspaper, Times of India. If you want to improve your advanced vocabulary, you can go through that, and occasionally maybe certain words you don't understand, just write them down, use them in sentences. That will improve your vocabulary. And for pronunciation also, just watch BBC, CNN. This is how you can improve your pronunciation, and your own accent can develop. And besides that, anything that you want to ask, anything that you would like to know about the classes, or anything, any questions that you have?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm having a one question, that what is the difference between TOEFL and IELTS in general?
See, TOEFL is for US. The English tests are there. TOEFL is test of English as a foreign language. If you want to study in US or Canada, TOEFL is more popular over there. TOEFL also has 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, and speaking, similar to IELTS. But the TOEFL test is a little different, as you will be listening to only American English in the listening test. In IELTS, it is international English. Like in India, we follow international English pattern, that is like neutral accent. More or less, it is British and Australian. But in TOEFL, it is totally American accent. As you must have watched in English movies, the accent is totally American in TOEFL. And reading passages are short relatively, and it's multiple choice. Whereas in TOEFL, it is mainly a multiple choice. 4 options are given to you, you have to select one. And that's the main difference. Basically, it's international accent, and the test is a little shorter. It is totally a CBT. Basically, it is computer-based test. You don't have to go to the venue. You can take it at home. Speaking is also done online only, and you just have to record, and you have to just submit your answer. So that is the main difference, that it is recorded. Writing and speaking. Writing also, you have to type it on the PC or laptop or computer. In IELTS, you have to write the answer in the examination hall. It's like pen and a paper test. But TOEFL is this IBT, internet-based test. So you just have to take the test online only, and you have to just type the answer. So your handwriting doesn't matter in TOEFL examination. And besides that, it's same, almost similar only. Listening, reading, writing, speaking tests are there. Marks are given out of 120 points. For good countries, you require about 100 points or more. Then you can apply to some good college or university. So if you in future plan for US or Canada, you can plan for this TOEFL. Whereas IELTS is also accepted. Nowadays, IELTS is accepted worldwide by all the countries, all the universities. So you will be having more options if you take the IELTS examination.
One more question is that basically TOEFL is a computer-based paper, and IELTS is pen and paper paper, correct?
Yes, yes, that's true.
And then, yeah, ma'am, then basically they will check our writing as well as.
Yes, because
Correct,
TOEFL
ma'am?
is based, yes. You have to type. IELTS is manual, you have to write and you have to take the exam personally. So writing matters. Handwriting should be clean, actually. It should be neat. Spellings are counted in both. But yes, writing matters. In handwriting does matter. You know, examiner is checking. If you write in a poor handwriting, the first impression will be bad, and then he might not even feel like reading the entire write-up. So in general, also you can improve your handwriting, and if you want to take the test. Otherwise, TOEFL is fine, but that is just limited to US and Canada.
One more question is there. Basically, IELTS can I give in my hometown also?
Okay.
In Dehradun.
Yes.
Yes. I have seen that basically IELTS is conducted by two organizations, Cambridge and British Council. And which what are the differences between British Council and Cambridge?
Actually, it is administered by Cambridge University, and there are two agencies, British Council and IDP. Now only IDP is conducting the test. So they have merged now.
Okay.
So earlier it was like you take the test by British or IDP, but now they are merged and they conduct the test jointly. So there is no such difference now. All the tests in India are conducted by IDP under Cambridge University. So on the certificate, you will get the logo of IDP as well as British Council as well as Cambridge University. And the certificate is valid for 2 years. Whenever you take the test, 2 years validity is there. So within 2 years, you can plan. So as everything, this all can be, I mean, something is better than nothing. So you will get to learn a lot with online only. So that does make a difference.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Surely.
So fine then. Let me know whenever you can just message me on WhatsApp. Then you can start the classes if you want to go for the IELTS classes or TOEFL classes.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Bye. Good day.